Non-duality is the most beautiful subject there is. It's total and utter love. It's so wonderful. And I don't even know what non-duality means really out in society. I think it means lots of different things. But what it's meant here is wholeness and not divided, not a division. So beautiful. Anything you touch, anything you feel, anything you look at, anything you hear is a reflection of self. Not self as a divided, separate person, not you as something small, you as everything, beingness, aliveness. You could also say not you could take out the word you, but it's more about the sense and getting the words correct. Here come the horses. Wow. They're so beautiful, they're huge. He takes two of them, one in each hand. Wow, this appearance is so amazing. Khaleesi, did you bring a tissue? Did you bring a tissue? Or are you just going to bark at the horses? You didn't think about me and blowing my nose? You know, what sort of relationship is this? I give you organic meat, bones. It's so wonderful. It's really about the simplicity of being. If you knew my life, if anyone knew what my life can be like, you'd think what a boring life she has. Well, obviously I travel around the world and do non-duality talks, but my everyday, one of my favourite things is just sitting. And it's just so ordinary, like picking up the shopping bag that's red. I have a red shopping bag and putting it in my bag. All of it is it. Putting my handbag around me, putting my scarf on, the way I put my ring on, the smells, just the simplicity of being, the grass, the change in the trees from day to day. Pardon me, the burp. Bien. We're trying to sound sophisticated and like we know what you're talking about, and here I do the burping, talk to Khaleesi. I tell you guys, if you don't come on my treat, I go bankrupt. It's so wonderful. Just the simplicity, like the blackness on my hand. I got black makeup on my hand, the rings, the breathing, the light in the eye, the computer, the Khaleesi Kalusi, who always tries to do everything I tell her not to do. Today she made me laugh so much because, well, she's been doing it a lot, I know, because I can tell that she's putting on weight. The owner of this house has a cat, but the cat stays outside, so it puts down its bowl of food at the beginning of the day, and then the cat comes and eats a bit, and then leaves it and eats a bit. And Khaleesi has worked this out, and she doesn't even like dried food. She doesn't want the cat's food, but she doesn't want the cat to eat the food. She wants to eat it over the cat. So she also knows that I've told her she's not allowed to go around there and eat the food. So she waits until I get into the shower or until I go to the toilet. And then for somehow she's worked out that that's the time to go. And the way that I know she's done it is I keep checking to see the cat food's still there and it's still in the bowl and at what level and if she's been around. And then this morning I think I was on the toilet and I knew she'd gone and eaten it. And I come out and I run round and she's hid. And I look in the cat bowl, empty. It's just so wonderful. And I just love it. I love the juice and the drama of it. And now I have to keep buying the lady cat food. But it's so brilliant. All of it, just the simplicity of it all. It's so simple, life. It's happening. And the beauty and the love is happening. You don't need anything spectacular. You don't need anything to validate who you are. But we get in so many knots because we always live our life for other people. We always live our life to try and be someone. And in that, in trying to be something else than what we are, in listening to the intellect, in the intellect ruling the show rather than the sensation, we just become more and more bound into a false identity. And what's happening is missed. We spend all day working at a job we don't like because we're too scared to step away into the unknown. We spend our whole lives working to pay off a mortgage so then our kids can inherit it. Because we're too scared of not having this future plan. We're so scared to live without ourselves. You don't need to. The illusion of you doesn't need to be driving this ship. Doesn't need to be steering. It's happening. And as that energy of self stops trying to control this, then it's so fruitful. Maybe not in the way the person expected, but everything is so alive. There is nothing better than this. This is it. What's happening is it.